Hi Libra, just shuffling the cards. Oh, one's fallen out already, so we're going to use that. If they jump out, then we use them because it means somebody's trying to tell us something. Okay, let's see what January has in store for Libra. Okay. Okay, let's see, let's get started. Okay, so the first card you've got is the Hanged Man, and this is the one that jumped out, so I think this is quite, and with it being a major arcana, I think this is pretty strong focus for the month. And the Hangman is all about sacrifice and about waiting. So basically there's something within your love life where you feel like you have to sacrifice something. That could be a relationship that you have to sacrifice. It could be that you have, judging by the other cards around you, that you've got a choice that you've got to make. And the Hangman can mean that it's pretty tough that you have to make that choice. You know, they sort of say what they mean, and the Hangman is that you're hanging around. You either waiting for something. There's a blockage of some sort. There's some kind of obstacle that's in the way of you achieving what you want. In this case, in a love relationship. So, with it being a major arcana, I think it's going to be quite a strong focus. And on top of that, what's crossing you is the Magician, and that's another major arcana. You've only got those. Oh no, you've got one more. So I think you can change some things about the month, but there's definitely going to be some sacrifice. There's definitely going to be some hanging around. But what you need to remember in whatever it is, and I'm sure we'll reveal a bit more with the rest of the reading, but what you need to remember with the Magician is that you have got all the tools within you. And I think that these limitations and this waiting that you're doing is, I think it's all in your mind. I think the challenges and the problems are in your mind. And I think what you need to remember with the Magician is that you have all of the tools at your disposal. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to change yourself. You don't need to get any more skills if it was a work reading. But with it being a love reading, I think you don't need to look anywhere but inside yourself for the things that are going to get you over this delay or this break that you've got. Also, if it is about sacrifice, I think it's probably going to be, is this sacrifice worth making? Is it going to get you what you want in your life? And the Magician is saying that you have got the tools within yourself to know whether it is worth making, or if there's some delay, that you are the one that can change it. Only you can change it. There's not going to be any outside influences. It's all going to be about you. So what you've got below you is the Six of Pentacles. So this is what is around you in an earthly way, in a grounded way, in your environment, is the Six of Pentacles. And that's all about realization of work that you've put in. So you've put the work in to whatever the situation may be, and there's nothing really more that you can do in terms of you've laid the foundations, you've done the work up to this point. So if there are problems in your relationship, it could be with the Hangman, it could be that you may be waiting for somebody who has got somebody else. There's some challenges. The person might have a lot of baggage that you're wanting to get into a relationship with. They could have things that they are needing to move forward with themselves, but with it being the Magician, it's all about you. So it's the things that you've created in your baggage, your emotional and physical baggage that you've got, but you've done all the work. You've got the resources there to do what it is that you need to do to get yourself out of this situation. What you've got in the past is the Page of Wands. Now, pages are youthful. They are about messages. They're about they're about communication, especially with wands. Wands is a very fiery energy. It's Leo, Sagittarius or Aries energy. So potentially somebody that you're with that is one of those signs who is maybe displaying some fiery energy, but not in a good way. Fire energy in a good way is about desire and passion. So maybe this person hasn't got those things or isn't showing you those things, or maybe there's too much of those things. Maybe they have, you're overwhelmed maybe with the amount of passion and the amount of energy from this person. Could be, sometimes they're children, so it could be that you're too busy or too engrossed in children. That could be what the hanging man is about. It could be that there is children involved in the situation, and that's what's stopping you. That's what's on your mind. So yeah, but that's in the past. That's in the recent past. In terms of what's on your mind, you've got the Four of Swords. So I think you're just really tired of whatever this situation may be. I think you have just thought about it and overthought it, to the point where you're at such a stalemate that you now your head's exploded. You're just like, right, that's it. There's too much fire, there's too much energy, there's too much passion. I just need to have a rest. I need to take a break from this situation. And that's probably a good thing. That's probably, you can't have that much energy around you without feeling drained. So take some time out is what this is saying. In your mind, take some time out, stop thinking about it for a bit. I think that's the advice that we'll give at this point. Stop thinking about it. We'll see what the rest of the cards say. But in your future, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. Now, aces are all about new beginnings, with pentacles, they're all about new beginnings with money and finances. So it could potentially be that you are putting aside this relationship that's causing you this upset and this too much on your mind, and you may be going to focus on a work project, or you're going to use work to take your mind off this situation that is causing you the stress and the anxiety. I mean, I don't think it's stress and anxiety. I don't think it's a bad, there's no, coming in, there's an Eight of Swords, but yeah, I think it's just been really troubling you, and I think you need to focus on something else to stop thinking about it. And work is probably a good way of doing that. It can also mean, pentacles can mean effort and material. So it might be that there is a new beginning in terms of how you behave in the situation, in terms of what you do, the amount of effort that you put in. You might have a new beginning, a new realization where you think, maybe if I make a bit more effort and we have this new beginning, then things might turn around. In your environment, you've got the Eight of Swords reversed. Now, the Eight of Swords, if you see it in the upright position, it's about feeling trapped. It's about feeling really trapped in a situation that you're not happy with. Now, that could be trapped in the thoughts, or the thoughts are too much and you can't bear it, like we've talked about, or it could be that you're trapped physically in a relationship that you're not happy with, and maybe something else, maybe, the waiting around, the sacrifice, maybe having to sacrifice something that you want, but you feel trapped by that choice. But what you need to realise with this card, especially when it's reversed, is that, she's got a blindfold on there. She can't see, and your hands are tied, but they're not really tied tightly. She could take those binds off. She could take a blindfold off. And the swords that are surrounding her, which are all about mental anguish, and means that you're just trapped in your own head. You're trapped in your own thoughts. But actually, there's a way through that. And the way through that, I think, is within you. Is all about how you're thinking about this situation. So whatever this situation is, I don't think anything is going to come in and happen, an external thing is going to come in and happen. I just think you need to change the way that you're thinking about it, so that you can release these ties and move on. However that is, you need to move on. And I think that potentially is coming. You've got the Death card reversed. Now, death is all about transformation. It's all about new beginnings. It's about getting rid of the old and moving into the new. So this could be either that you are moving on from this relationship, or you want to move on from this relationship that's causing you the grief, but you can't. You're stuck in it and you can't find a way to move forward. And your hopes and fears card is the Two of Swords, which again is about decisions. It's about using your intellect and your thoughts to make this decision. So I think, judging from these cards, I think you're really, really struggling with a decision between two people, or between whether you should move on with a relationship or you shouldn't move on with it. I think that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And also, I think your outcome cards, you've got the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands is about speedy energy. It's about moving forward. It's about desire and passion. And I think what you're going to do is you need to look at what brings you what excites you the most, what feeds your soul, what makes you happy in life, what makes you want to get up in the morning, what makes you want to, what just fills you with excitement. And I think once you realise what that is, I think quite quickly you will make this decision and you will say, right, okay, I've got these choices, and it could potentially be difficult, but if it's something that you're fired up about, then I think it will be easier. This can also be a Leo, Sagittarius or Aries person, so it could be that if you're having these problems, either it's something to do with the fire sign, or that if you make the decision to move away from something, that there will be a fire sign coming in. So it could be any of those things. You've also got the Seven of Wands. So I think whatever decision you do make, whichever way you turn, there is going to be some battling with, there's going to be some conflict. And I think it's going to be more inner conflict with yourself about whether you've made the right decision, what that right decision is. If you make the decision based on what makes you passionate, then there could potentially be, some baggage that causes you this conflict. Do I follow my heart and my passion? Because if I do that, then there will be, consequences and baggage, and that's causing you to be conflicted. But you've also got the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is a great card, whether it's up or down, reversed or upright. It's a great card, and it's about making wishes, and making your wishes true and come true. And once you need to turn this up the right way around so that your wishes do come true. And I think the way that you do that is by making the decision. Once you've made that decision, I think this is going to turn up right. It could also mean, which is another meaning to the card, but I'm not feeling it, but it could potentially be that you are doing too much. There could be some sort of addiction to do with drink, but I'm not getting this. But it could be as well that you make this decision, you make it out of, you sacrifice something that you don't want to sacrifice, and the way that you deal with that sacrifice and that feeling trapped is by drinking too much, partying too much, dealing with it in the wrong way. So my advice for January would be that you've got everything within you that you need to make the decision. Follow your passions, follow what makes you feel happy and what you love. And if you do that, you will release your feeling of being trapped, and you can then go on to create an environment where your wishes will come true, whatever they may be. Okay, I hope that's helped, Libra, and please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you again in February. Take care.